Hello Spirited Pixel Lover! Have you ever wondered why there are so many icon style out there? Like for example, solid icon style, or maybe outline icon style. And if I remember, there are colored icon style and even flat icon style. However, today you will learn when to use this icon style for the best for your UI designs. I will use two of icon style so you can compare together which icon style is the best for you. So let's get started to Figma. But first, let's get an intro. Okay, now we already moved to Figma. As you can see here, there are two kind of icon in here. One is solid and one is outline. So today you will learn how to use, when to use the solid icon and outline icon. Okay? But first, you have to know about the icon characteristic cues. So the characteristic cues is very important. The characteristic cues are what users use to identify icons. As you can see here, for example, the cockpit is the cue. So if you delete this cockpit, then the icon is not identifiable. For another example, the trash can icon. This trash can, the characteristic cue is the trash can lid. As you can see here, if there are no any lid, then the icon is unidentifiable. I will give you another example. Like this, the key teeth. The key teeth is the cue. So if you remove this key teeth, the icon is unidentifiable. For the next one, I will tell you about when solid icons are faster to identify. As you can see here, the characteristic cues for scissors is handles and these handles and the blades. What about you use scissors icons by an outline scissors? Look, it is very hard to identify. Like if you come up on a screen, come up a page, at the first time you see that page, you see the scissor icon like this. Which one will be easier to identify that it is a scissor icons? Correct. It is the left. So you easier to identify that it is a scissor icons by using the solid icon. Let's move on to another example. Screw and hammer icon. If you use outline icon, then you will difficult to differentiate, like it is screw, hammer or else. But if you use solid icons, you will definitely easier to notice that it is screwdriver and hammer. And for another example is phone icon. We are humans, easier to see that solid icon for phone icon is easier to notice than the outline icons. Why? I will tell you or explain it to you how is that possible. Okay, Move on to the another example, the thumbs. Okay, I will give you an example. So if you come up to a page and you see the thumb icon, you will see that the solid icon for thumbs is easier to notice than the outline icon. So for these icons, you can choose solid icons to easier to notice for the best user experience in your website or application. Move on to the outline icons. So when do outline icons are faster to identify? I will give you an example. The bubble chat. The bubble chat icon, the characteristic cues is on the bubble, the edge of the bubble. And as you can see here, if it's filled or solid icons, it's hard to identify. But if you use outline icons, it's easier to notice, right? For another example is the trash can. As we discussed before, as I explained it before, the characteristic cue of the trash can is the lid. So if you use solid icons, it is hard to notice the trash can lids. I will get this. Okay, you see what I mean? The trash can lid is hard to notice if it's use the solid icons. But if you use outline icons, it is very easy to notice that the trash can lid is the characteristic cues. So the user who come up to your page will definitely knows that the icons is for a trash can. Move on to another example. The key. As I explained it before, the characteristic of the key is the teeth, the key teeth. Okay? If you use outline icons, it is very easy to notice because of the teeth is very easy to notice. And the user will definitely know that it is a key. Okay, let's come up to a quiz. Are you ready? So, I will give you 10 seconds and choose for these two screens, left here and right here. So you choose left or right screen that have the best icon that easy to identify. Are you ready? Okay, first let me get my timer. Alright. Okay, wait a second. Okay. Start right now. Did you already choose? Okay. Let me get this first. We will see the answer. And the answer is correct. The right screen. If you choose this screen, then you are correct. It is okay if you got wrong. So the explanation is why you have to choose the solid icons for the scissors, phone, and thumbs icon. If you use outline icon, the character cues is hard to notice because of the narrow inner space. So you have to use solid icon to make it easier to notice. So what is narrow inner space? So the narrow inner space is this one. I will get to these factors. So as you can see here, the characteristic cues of the scissors is the handle and the blade or this blade. So the inner narrow space is between of these factors, like this to this. So it's called narrow space. Like this characteristic cues for handle, it is too narrow for user to identify that it is scissors. If you zoom out like this, correct, the user will get harder to notice that this is a scissor icons. But if you use solid icons, then the user will easier to understand or notice that it is a scissor icons. Okay? I will give you another example, but this is not a quiz, just another example. I want you to choose, like the quiz before, you choose left or right screen and which the screen that is the best for user experience. Okay, now you can choose which icon, which screen that is the best for user experience. And the answer is yes, the left. The left one is the best for user experience. Why? If you see here, as we discussed before, or that I show you before, that for a bubble chat, the characteristic cues is on the edge. This one. You see? Yeah, this one. And the trash can is the lid. And the key is the teeth. So, if the user hard to understand or it is hard to notice the characteristic cues, then choose an outline icons instead of the solid icons. It is to make subtle characteristic cues more identifiable. Okay, so the key here is the characteristic cues. Okay, today what did we learn? I will summarize right here so you can maybe screenshot it or write it again. One is icons always consists of characteristic cues that necessary for the user to identify or notice the icon. Sorry. Okay. And the second, solid icons are faster to recognize, but unless their cues, their characteristic cues are hard to identify or understand. Like this one. So the summary number 2 is for this one. Don't use solid icon if characteristic cue are on the shape edges or hard to notice. And for the third, outline icons are more recognizable when they do not have narrow inner space. And the summary number 3 is for this one. Okay, sorry. And the fourth, use solid icons if the outline have narrow inner space. Yeah, it's done. So this is the summary. Alright friends, how is it? I hope you enjoyed this video. Now, you can choose which icon style to be applied for your next design. Make sure to share this video to your fellow designer who might need this kind of tutorials. Also, support me by subscribing to this channel and click on that notification icon to be updated for the next videos. Please share what kind of tutorials do you want me to make for the next video. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Of course, make it pop means make it rain. See you in the next video.